Yesterday, Blizzard released a new up-and-coming changes to PvP in 10.1. No longer will you have to be captured in crowd control for the entire game. And maybe, just maybe, you'll actually be able to play the game.
Nice.
My name is Marik and I'll go over the changes for 10.1 with you and what we can expect from PvP. About me, I'm a multi-rank 1 wannabe healer looking like many of you to get good. PvP is Blizzard's long forgotten child, and when they introduced solo shuffle, it highlighted a flaw looking for group system and the insane requirement for healers to deal some brutal damage. All this while your warrior jumps line of sight the second the match starts, and only to go 3-3 because there's a single DPS outed as the weak link. Who returned is focused for the entire duration of the shuffle. The intended meta for arenas is as following. We want an environment where we set up comps that heavily rely on crowd control to score their kills.
Secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate, so you got to coordinate.
Dampening comps who seek to keep the game running as long as possible to out-resource the enemy team, or cleaves, which is a bunch of zigzagging until you're ready to queue your next game. In the perfect environment, all these comps are viable, but with how the current projected changes are, the setup and dampening comps are going to take a hit. All CC globally nerfed to a lesser duration, critical strike damage reduced from 175 to 150, and interrupts reduced by a whole second across the board. Now, wait a minute. Does this mean those pesky setup comps are no longer viable to play against? Partly, yes. But do you know what the consequences of this is? You guessed it, the melee cleaves. Because why play a rogue if you can play a warrior? Why blind if you can press your damage? And personally, if I'd like to face a melee cleave every single arena match, I'll go play solo shuffle, where PvE outplays any sort of CC. Let's go over some of the more impactful CC changes, starting with rogue. Blind duration decreased to 5 seconds in PvP combat was 8 seconds. Sep duration decreased to 6 seconds in PvP combat was 8. Kidney shot duration decreased by 1 second per combo point in PvP combat. If my calculations are correct, this means there's no more blind seps, given you need to be out of combat for several seconds in order to get sep. Onto warrior, which in my opinion is a strange one. Stormbolt decreased from 4 to 3. I don't think that Stormbolt is such a meaningful CC. And finally mage, which sees per castable CC like Polymorph or Ring of Frost, a reduction of 2 seconds. In the description I'll link a full list of the affected CC, next to my Discord channel, where you can find like-minded players to game with. The issue, however, is not the overall CC, it's the increase in micro CC, like the millions of short CC on low cooldown. Those should be tuned and not take down all the CC to this level. To compensate, they have removed the CC direction reduction from the trinkets and profession gear. But it remains to be seen if Oryx will get the same treatment. Are we back to human versus Oryx in Dragonflight? To recap this, less time spent in CC, less burst from critical strike, and more uptime for caster. I'm not sure yet how I feel about these changes. Perhaps they're great, but it does feel like the pro scene is ignored when it comes to change. And it doesn't seem like anyone is going to be surviving with a decrease of CC or peeling. There's no stopping the phase rule, PvE rotations on a dummy, and no longer PvP. That's the end of my rant. On to the nice thing. And that nice thing is called baseline precognition on your crafted gear. For those that don't know what precognition is, whenever you dodge your opponent's kick called juking, you now gain immunity to interrupts, stuns and crowd control, with an added haste bonus for about 5 seconds. This is going to be insanely strong for casters like warlocks, discipline priests or mages, who, when locked out, can just play a different kind of school. Several PvP talents being removed and reworked. Those are still being worked on, but seeing what we're getting already is amazing. Evoker's new PvP talent will be Divide and Conquer, which pulls up a wall for line of sight that burns whoever is getting through. Sadly, this is the only new PvP talent that has been data mined, but to the coming week we'll be able to find out more. Do you wish to be kept up to date regarding these changes? Consider subscribing to the channel. We also stream live on Twitch every weekday night around the European schedule, and have a Discord for everyone that's looking for a nice community. I'd love to see you there. Just like I love the new trends box coming with patch 10.0. Finally, I can make my priest look like a paladin, or my paladin look like a priest. If you'd like to see all the up-and-coming tier sets for 10.1, you can find a link in my description. For now, it's guessing which items belong to what activity, but what color do you think is best for your class? Thank you guys for watching, my name is Marik TF, and have a wonderful day.